Good morning, everybody. I hope you're well. Hope you had a great bank holiday weekend. Welcome to what we all look forward to every month here at Carnation Crafts TV, a brand new launch. Now, I can't, in all the months that Carla, Taz and myself have done these shows, I can't remember starting the first show with an update like I'm about to give you. Summer Cascades has already sold 40% of its entire stock. Since Carla did a little tease on Facebook last night, you've absolutely embraced this. You've loved it to bits. And all of us were saying before we came on air this morning, we can see exactly why. It's beautiful. It's kind of encompassing everything you associate with the start of spring and summer. Garden parties, family get-togethers, friends round for a barbecue, that sort of thing. You've got the most incredible selection of card-making dies to start with. The arbor, look at this. This could be a gazebo. It could be something that you have out in your garden. It could be in the hotel gardens. It could be where someone gets married, maybe, let's say. You've got that as the card shape. You've also, over here, got a second card shape in here as well. The grand window with those beautiful nesting dies that you can see there to make the beautiful square or diamond-shaped card shape. Along with that, you've got the garden bench or the outdoor bench where you can put your characters. You've got lots of florals there as well that you can see. You've got your decorative balloons and banners and flags that are floating in the breeze. You've got your ice lollies, you've got your bunting, you've got the champagne and glasses, you've got the two gnome characters, not just the mice this time, you've got the gnome characters in there as well, and you've got your pots, and you've got your foliage. So basically, this is the potential to make your own garden party, your own kind of festival, or whatever you want to make it into. You've got an incredible 59 dies in this set. 59 dies. It's one of the biggest sets I can remember, and the price is incredible. Nearly £170 worth. Today, at launch price, that discounted price only until Friday, it's £129.99. We have also got PayPal Pay in 3 and ClearPay if you want to spread the cost interest-free as well. And because it's over £50, as ever, the collection will be delivered to your door free of any P&P charges. Now, one thing that I must say, as with all of the collections that we have at Carnation, the artwork, or as we call them, the vignettes, is available to print off free of charge on carnationcrafts.co.uk, their website, right now. By going to downloads, then clicking free downloads, the artwork for all of this will be there for you to print off right now. Now today, and this is something extra special, there's not just the free version of the artwork, there's also an extra colourway available. Normally that would be £20, but today until Friday, it is only £5 for the extra colourway for the vignettes, okay? So you can go for the free ones, and if you're happy with that, fine. If you'd want to have a different colourway, an extra one, for an extra £5, you can download the second and print off the second colourway. But on Friday, not only will the price of that go back up to £20, the price of this, if there's any left, will go back up to the normal price of £149.99. It should be £168.92. But today, at launch, you can get the whole thing for £129.99. Taz is here. She's our producer and director. Hi, Taz.
Hiya.
Morning. Carla's here. Morning, love.
Hiya.
What a collection this is.
Isn't it absolutely gorgeous?
It's beautiful. Absolutely beautiful.
It's so exciting. And to have an extra colourway at a £5 is incredible.
It's an extra 5 colourways, but just in like the one.
5 colourways.
5 colourways.
Five colourways for a £5.
4 colourways.
So
4
4 extra. So you get, so it's 5 altogether because you get the original, but 4 extra colourways for £5. That means essentially, hold on, let me do some maths. 6, 12, 18, 24. That kind of makes it like you're getting 240 just below dies, really, doesn't it? Because we're getting all of this excessive colourway with it, so we can change everything. Now, why is that important? Because every single collection you've ever had from Carnation is now going to fit with this because of the colourways, right? You're going to be able to swap and change everything, which is incredible. This is your absolute catch-all collection. It's a must-have. So please do check your baskets out. Don't wait for us to demo. You can watch this back any old time you like, but you're in a race right now and you need to be quicker than the next person.
I mean, Carla, this has got to be one of the ultimate kind of scene-building collections we've done, isn't it?
Absolutely, it's beautiful. You've got you've got so much. You wait till we go through the boards. Now, yesterday when we were on Facebook, I gave you a very brief sneaky peek. You wait till you see the artwork coming together and everything you're getting in here. It's insane, this collection. It's so good. It's so much fun to make because scene building is fun. We all love dolls' houses and that kind of thing. You get that element to it. But it means that you've got loads of scope, and also, as always with Carnation, when they do a card shape, it doesn't mean we get to use it one way and one way only. We've got loads of different variations and you'll see them through demo. This is a must-have collection from Carnation. Summer Cascades is just delightful.
And at the moment, you can't buy it anywhere else.
Anywhere
You're getting
else.
in first. And remember, if you're a regular Carnation viewer and customer, you know how quick the guys at head office get this dispatched. If you order it now, it will be picked, packed and posted the very same day. So you might even get it tomorrow. That's how quick they are. So brand new, hot off the press, order it today. But I can't remember ever coming in on the launch show with 40% sold already.
Well, what's really exciting is those of you who got on board of this last night and started buying at 5 p.m. last night when we went live with it, a lot of your orders will already have been picked and packed.
Yeah.
They're ready to be posted. That will have already happened because the little elves that get into the HQ this morning will have been on it. They will have been on it. They're just incredible. Should we have a look at the board so you can see what you're going to get? Because it's insane. Your Our Best Stepper card. Just take a moment. This is incredible. You've got your hanging basket and you've got your decoupage elements here. You've got your vines and then you've got your sentiment, enjoy your day. But let's just take a moment to look at this. Why is it so extraordinary? You can see it's beautiful, but you've got your trellis pieces come up here, but they're loose. If you see, they're not attached to the top piece. Now this is because I've got two lines going down here, which I bend and then fold back so the card can stand independently. You can use two together. Now I've also got this platform that runs back, and I can choose to mountain and valley fold that. When I do that, obviously I'm going to get those triangles. You'll see us do this in demo, which means I can glue things to each layer. I can start off with something small and I can raise the height at the back of this to give incredible scenes, and they're absolutely stunning. Now I don't have to do any of that. I can actually cut that platform away. I can use this base on, say, an 8x8 card, something like that, to create something optically very, very different. It's how you choose to use it. So suddenly the power is there, isn't it? I can put two together and have it as a triangle, or I can use one individually. It's up to me how I go with it. However, I do actually have my card base and a mat underneath it. So again, now I've got another way to play with it. So it's entirely up to you. This is why we talk about scene building. You're literally creating the scene of your dreams. I can cut into it and cut bits off it. I can use just that inner post part here on this and get rid of those side panels if I want it just to be a doorway. Think of your wedding collections that this will go with as well, with
Perfect.
your bride and groom in there. Stunning, stunning pieces. From there, we've got your garden rose corner. I'm in love with this, and as a collection, just this one die collection here, I think this is extraordinary. I've got that very, very kind of flamboyant corner. It's very beautiful with those decoupage pieces that I can build. My with love sentiment, but then I've got this which mutes out other corners. I can use them independently or I can use them together. This also sits very beautifully on top of here to give a completely different look as well. So lots of playways, even just with your floral corners there. This is the garden rose corner, and I think will fast become one of Carnation's most popular dies. It's just got everything we need. It's beautiful.
I've got a card here actually just to show you. I mean, that corner itself, you would never think of actually making that into a card, but one of our design team have done just that. I mean, isn't that just exquisite? Just using that as a little dinky card, really sweet. I'll go through some more of the finished samples.
Well, she could be holding a sentiment in her hand,
yeah,
couldn't she, as well? Yeah. And your rose there, your beautiful rose, does actually come with its own base die, so of course you can make cards with it. Carnation never kind of short changes on those elements. We always have those options. It's not the only card shape you're going to get when we're talking about that, because we're actually going to get another full card shape in this collection, and this is your grand window. Card base, mats, layers, beautiful designing on the side of it, almost Art Deco, isn't it? Very, very pretty. But then you're also going to get your grand window, and that is extraordinary.
And you're going to be looking out to the outside or looking into the inside. It's up to you.
Because it's up to you, isn't it? It's so pretty and so beautiful. If you wanted a different window for your comfort of home collection, here you go. It's something just extraordinary. You've got your flower basket sitting outside as well. This has also got its own base die here as well, so you can build in. Now, are you going to create apertures using this so that the window is inset to your card, or are you going to use that as layers to create something sort of deeper? Now, if you go in this with your perfect papers, which are absolutely beautifully paired with this collection, you'll be able to create the visual, if you put this on foam tape, of looking into a room that's wallpapered and decorated. So it's absolutely extraordinary in that ways. Also with Carnation, the same that they do every single time. Pivotal pip points, which we get when we're creating. So you see them here. It means I can cut down these and I can open that bottom window right up. So I can have little characters. The gnomes can be hanging out. I've got what can be almost a balcony on here. So you can have your little gnomes doing their Romeo and Juliet. There's so many different ways of using it. It's exquisite.
Here
and
is,
it's in.
here is the gnome Romeo and Juliet. Look.
There you go.
How cute's that? So sweet. Just using the window without the actual card base is fantastic, but add that in as well.
Look at that.
So cute.
He's very happy.
I think she's calling him in for dinner.
Do you think?
Yeah.
Maybe. See, it looks like a door when it's done that way. You can have it as either, obviously, but the grand window is going to be something that you utilise again and again within your crafting arsenal, because you're giving the viewer a window out, a window in. You're letting them into a secret, and that's a really nice piece of sort of crafting inspiration. As we
It kind
go
of draws
through.
you in, makes
It
you want to look
does.
into it. Yeah.
Yeah, it's a really good technique.
Party.
There we've got your sunny celebrations. Just take a minute to understand how many dies are on this board. You've got the flags, you've got the balloons, you've got your gorgeous bunting, your cake with a slice cut out of it, and there's your slice of cake. So you can have them next to each other, and obviously they work that way. You've got lollipops, you've got ice creams, you've got bottles of wine, you've got glasses which may have, you know, water or some summer punch in them, and then you've got your glasses of wine as well. All in just one die set.
Stunning.
That's where your value comes in, isn't it? This is why Carnation do it better than anybody else. Then you've got this, which I love, your summer comforts. This is the most extraordinary set of dies as well. You've got this, which will work independently, just as kind of a seating place. It's almost like a futon, right? Mm-hmm. Or I can place it onto the table and make it a settee if I choose. So this piece becomes pivotal because it works as my base for my settee, but also if I want to, I can chop these legs off and add in these longer legs to make my table higher. Mm-hmm. So is it like a coffee table? Or is it an actual table? Or is it a base to my sofa? What do I want it to be? I've got all the aspects that create that beautiful kind of tablecloth that's sitting on top. So it's extraordinary. The most beautiful china teapot which ever was seen. It's so pretty. And then obviously your jug of a bit of something with two glasses there as well. All perfectly sized to go with the gnomes and to go with the mouse, might I add, as well. You've got all the different variants there. Then we go, look at him.
Here he is.
Just bliss. I love him.
No, I think he's maybe had a slice or two of too much cake.
A slice or two, is that what you think?
Yeah.
He looks to me like he's sunbathing, like he's looking up at the sun, just very chilled out. He'd be great if you bought photogenic. He'd be great with the photogenic Crafters Select as well as someone posing for a photo. So don't forget to kind of cross between. You've got the little rolled up towel here and a little picnic. He's having the best time, right, this little mouse. And can we just take a moment to say how beautiful his little feet are? They're just so sweet. From there, you have got your gnomes up for a party. Male and female, so you can use either form. She's sitting on a mushroom. It's good to note as well, she does have little pip lines around the mushroom, so I can cut that away, and when I put her on a settee, it looks like her little feet are dangling over the edge, so perfectly coordinating with the dies that we've got, each with a matte layer. And then this little chap, just his hands are so perfect. We've got a gap between the fingers, and we've got a hand that's holding. Now he can be holding flowers, he can be holding balloons, he can be holding his ice cream, his ice lolly, or a glass of something. Each one designed perfectly to work with everything else that you get in this collection, which is a huge amount. I'm still going because finally we've got borders, baskets, and beds. These are an incredible set of dies that are going to see you through a long way in your crafting. Why? Because we've got variants. You've got a grounding device, which is almost like a piece of soil, okay? Then you've got your pots. So this would create an independent card on its own. You've got different heights of pots, which are important. Then you've got these florals, which can be cut into. I can use that just as a piece of grass, or I can use this as a hanging basket, just have it hanging over the top. This is a hanging basket, or I can turn them, cut into them. Remember, snippability. I can cut down on these to fit them right into any pot that I want. And then I've got individual florals to build that scene or to use them independently. Turn this one the other way round. So instead of being that grounding device, it's actually part of your floral decoration, and it looks beautiful done that way as well. So you've got everything going. This collection is huge, it's extraordinary, and it's literally going to take your crafting to the next level.
And remember, I can't remember ever starting a launch show, as I did today, with an update of 40% gone, just from that little Facebook tease that we did yesterday. So here it is, it's brand new today, it's 240501. The way to order, in case you've never ordered before from us, is just go to carnationcrafts.co.uk. You'll see the collection, order that today, and then if you want the vignettes, which of course why wouldn't you, which is the artwork, it's free to download and print off as always, but for a limited period, if you want extra colourways, there's an extra 4 colourways that you can enjoy for just £5 more. That's a value of £20, and that will go back up to £20 on Friday. But add that to your order today, and you'll have much more versatility. I've got to say a big thank you, as ever, to the brilliant design team at Carnation, some of the best design teams around. Lavinia Newton has done this one. Take a look at these cards. They are absolutely delightful, and everyone is different. So when you've got all the individual components that Carla's just gone through on the boards for you, you tell the story. There you've got the gnomes outside enjoying a bit of a garden party, and I think the Lord of the Manor is behind the window in there. That little mouse, he's chilled out, he's had maybe too much plonk, too much cake, and he's just having an afternoon rest. But then another angle on that is you see the mouse in the arbour. That was me last week on holiday, just kind of chilling out, nowhere quite as luxurious as that, but chilling out in the sunshine. How brilliant is this? And then using the card blank that Carla was talking about, the other one, Vera Bow has used the card blank not as a square, but as a diamond. So again, more versatility. You've got a versatile card shape, as well as, of course, the versatility of the characters and all these elements. Another one, not using a character in this, just using the flowers. Sue Dalrymple has done this. Isn't this just stunning? The card shape alone is worth the price, but to get the extra card shapes and all the extra components, here's another really cute one by Janine Dawson who's done that with a little gnome. 45% now of the stock has gone. 5%'s gone in literally 10 minutes. Here's one using the other card blank that's in the collection as well. We've all agreed today, Carla, Taz and myself, before we came on air, we're all saying one of the most delightful collections we've seen in a very, very long time. I've got to say a quick hello and a morning to lots of you on Facebook this morning. Hello to, wow, so many of you. Rachel McCourt, Sarah Branning is watching, Sue Dalrymple, hi Sue, part of the design team. Karen Slade says, morning Carla, Dave and Taz and everyone. I'm back from my cruise, welcome back Karen. Now back to the important business of getting my collections. Have a lot to catch up on, but this is going into my basket. Hope you're all okay. Missed you guys for the past 5 months. Welcome back Karen. Yeah, brilliant.
Karen has been off doing the things.
Absolutely. Diane Toddington says, morning all, got mine last night with a mouse. It's a must. Jacqueline Ward says, oops, hubby's out. It's just slipped into my basket. Now,
Always best time to do it.
We have 3 shows lined up for today and 2 more for tomorrow. But if 45%'s gone at literally 9:20 on the launch show, we're not sure if we're going to have enough stock to last all of those 5 shows. And remember, the price is down to $129.99 for a launch period. Either if the stock sells out or indeed the time runs out on Friday, the price will go back up. Free P&P if you're in the UK. You can order it, of course, in the US. Taz, remind me, US shipping and handling? $4.95. And if you want to go for your perfect papers, by the way, which I've not talked about yet, perfect papers, for those of you that don't know, basically this is cardstock, 300 GSM, really good quality cardstock, but in colorways that are going to work with the vignettes that you're getting with the collection and will also work beautifully well with the extra vignettes if you choose to go for those today. Add that into your order. If you're in the US and you want the actual perfect papers, your shipping and handling then?
It'll be anybody international. It's
Anybody.
not just the US.
Oh, okay.
It's $14.95.
$14.95 for anyone outside the UK if you're adding the perfect papers into your order as well. But if you want those today and you're in the UK, $14.99, 240510. And again, you get the block colours, you get the tiny dots, and you get the very fine stripes as well. 48 sheets in there for that price, and you'll be guaranteed to have no colour clashes, but lots of colour matches. That's what it does.
Absolutely. And don't forget, you've got 4 extra colourways that you can purchase today for a £5. They're normally 20 quid. You can purchase them for £5 on the Carnation Crafts website. That gives you so much more scope. So head over to the Carnation Crafts website, look for your original colour, download, and then next to it, you can just see there, Carnation Crafts Summer Cascades Collection Complete colour download, £5. That's 4 extra colourways on that. You are literally going to be in crafting heaven. The choices, you are now the curator of your own collection, and that is such a pivotal thing for us.
And the arbor as well is so cleverly done because you can make it very flamboyant for like a celebration, a wedding, a garden party, that sort of thing. You can make it look quite rural if you want to make it look like a garden shed. You can do that as well.
Yeah.
So, you know, it's got loads and loads and loads of versatility. If you don't want it quite so high, you can cut it down so it's more of a square rather than a rectangle. So, yeah, the potential there is huge, absolutely huge. Today is launch day. Order it today. You won't be disappointed. We'll get it out to you straight away. You might even get it tomorrow. $129.99 is your price. And we do offer, of course, PayPal Pay in 3 and ClearPay as an interest-free option for you too. Okay, Carla.
So your Arbor Stepper card shape, why is it so extraordinary? We're going to take a minute just to explore it, and then we're going to get into full demo. So this is what it looks like when you get it. Once you've cut your artwork out with it, you have this shape. Now, as we said, these are independent to the roof, and that's because we're going to fold them. Now, the first thing to note is how many elements we get within it. If I want to change them, I can. There are snip lines here. If you don't want these pieces in them, fine, your choice. You can get rid of these pieces and just use it almost as that kind of stable scene, or that kind of, what's the word I'm looking for? Because it could be a wedding arbor, couldn't it? It could be that.
Gazebo.
And you might not want these elements there. Beautifully done. Now, how does it work? If I take this and I lift it up, I can just get this at the bottom and fold it back, okay? Now I can choose to cut that off. If I'm doing it on, say, an 8x8 and I want it to be raised, I might not need that piece. So that's my option. I've got a point here at which I can snip that. However, I can take this and start to concertina fold it, okay? Now, it's not going to matter to begin with which way, but you're going to need to make sure that those are burnished, so make sure you're doing it back and forward a couple of times. It's going to give you this beautiful concertina shape. Now, what that's going to allow me to do is, if I burnish it correctly, is sit independently. So it can actually just sit as a little card that leans back. But the joy of this is, the idea is you're going to piece two together, and that's going to allow you to create a very stable lined card base. Now, the little pieces that you've got here, these layers that are coming in, they're there for me to stick anything I want to on it. So I can have at the back something very high that's going to give me that kind of perspective idea, something lower at the front. So I've got those layers that are built. Now go back to your Carnation florals, for instance, because you could just fill it with layers of those. It's up to you what you want to do with it. Once I've got that done, I'm going to simply start to arrange the front piece of the card. I've got a dark line that goes across here, that shading point, and I'm going to utilize that, and I'm just going to push that forward there, okay, so you can see it, and then I'm going to use the next dark line to pull it back. That's it. That's as taxing as it gets. So pull it forward, pull it back, all right? And now my little stepper card is absolutely done, okay? I'll show you it from the front. Sorry there, guys. Can you see? So now I've got dimension. If I want to stick two of these together, so if I want to do that, it's still going to fold flat for postage, which we likes. We likes them apples. But I'm going to bring in a second one. And all I'm going to do is piece those pieces together. Now I can choose to cut some of those off if I don't want the bulk. I'm not bothered about the bulk. I quite like the stability of it. But the first thing I'm going to want to do really is pin those pieces of the roof together. Once I've pinned those together and those are stuck at the bottom together, you can start to see how it creates this incredibly stabilized card shape. Without any adhesive at all, that's already standing on its own. It's ready for me to go and ready for me to play with. So it's extraordinary.
The Pro Print paper you've used on that, what GSM do you recommend?
120 for you, because it's artwork, so you're going to print it. So 120 GSM, use your Pro Print, and it'll allow you to, because once you've done both sides, so you can have it coloured on the front and the back. It's 220 because you doubled up your papers.
Yeah.
Sorry, 240 because you doubled up your papers. So go for your GSM 120.
And your Pro print is on our website as well in the different GSMs, so you can add that into your order at the same time if you want to.
Right, let's have a look at putting this together then so you can see it coming through. Now I'm going to take this, and the first thing that I'm going to do is just put a little bit of adhesive just on the point of that, you know, that my pickup, if you like, my roof point. I'm going to place those over each other first so that I know I've got it placed correctly, and then I'm going to just pin. Now I only want to pin the top two. I can pin all the way down the roof, and that's absolutely fine because remember they are not attached to these points here, so you can absolutely do that. And for stability I'd probably recommend it. So I'm just going to place a little bit there and a little bit here. Remember, we still want this to fold flat, so this is going to stabilize that as well. Once the adhesion has hit, we're going to start working on this stepper base. So lifting up the top one, you can use red liner tape for this, obviously. Your wet glue is going to be fine. You just need to get it to stabilize and hold. I'm just putting small amounts down, just there and there. And then I can piece these together. So nothing difficult. Carnation are very clever at giving us, you know, these insane designs that are super easy for us to do. We like them.
Well, nobody else does anything like this. Carnation are unique in that way.
Yeah, of course. Carnation are unique in many ways. Now I can push that together and I'm still good for posting. Okay, so I've got a flat card. I'm still good for posting, and it will just pop forward ready when the recipient opens it. So
Chaz Aston on
YouTube
says this is definitely a luxurious, specialised stepper card.
Ain't
Absolutely
it though? Ain't it though?
Yeah.
Right, now let's just have a look here. So you've all got all the information you could possibly desire. This is at top to bottom, just over, it's about 7.5 inches by, let's go here actually, by about 6.5. Now obviously if you're going to use the white card base, that's going to be slightly bigger as well, but independently as it stands, that's its measurements. Now, I'm going to work from above here, so you'll have to forgive me because obviously you would normally be working in different heights. So I've got some beautiful little decoupage. I'm going to put these on a 5mm. I'm going to give it a nice, great big chunk for the front of my stepper. So the first thing I'm going to do is pull this in so I know that I've got my bearings and just place on. And you'll start to see how we build, right? Because now dimension, dimension, dimension. It's what we're looking for. That dimension is important. Let's come through with the next one. Now, the other thing that this does, it's not just visually very pleasing, but it also gives us a tool when we're using this to lift it and raise it. We're able to hide things. Let me just make sure I get that straight. We're able to hide our workings behind it. For instance, if I want to place some florals, or if I want to place my vine, I can just hide the bottom of it because I've used that decoupage element, okay?
Perfect.
So it kind of has that notion of disappearing, which I really, really love. So I'm going to just place this in, tiny bit of wet glue. Now, use your applicators. They are your best friend. Carnation don't sell these by accident. They are done absolutely with a reason. I'm going to place a little bit of adhesive just on all my cross points here so that when I put this down, I can just make sure that bottom is stabilised, and then every piece that hits that cross point has got some adhesion.
Carla, just to let everybody know at home, 50% of the entire collection has gone. I know it's tempting to sit and watch the demo and maybe order afterwards, but we're getting very busy for this right now. There's no queue, there's no waiting on the phones or anything like that. Just go to carnationcrafts.co.uk and order your brand new collection today while we still have the stock. I'd hate for you to miss out on that. It's really kind of hit a nerve, I think, with everybody loving it.
In the best way.
In the best way, yeah.
I think we've waited, haven't we? And it's just a joy to behold. I have loved every second of working with this collection. Right, let's pull this forward. Now, already we're starting to see the construction of the card coming together, okay? We've got that beautiful visual of the outside. We already know it's outside. We're creating that scene. Is this a party that you're going to?
Is it a wedding?
Is it a wedding? What is it going to be for you? Now, I'm just going to pull those slightly further back there so my feet just sit on the floor. Now, I've got options with any stepper card. I can choose to push those back further if I want to, so you can have them based back or based forward. Obviously the ideal being forward there because you get that pretty visual. Now let's start to bring in some elements for us here. So the first thing that I'm going to do, I'm kind of having to work at a funny angle, so I do apologize, guys. I'm just going to place those down, so I've got some weight just to hold it down while I'm doing this. You won't obviously need to do this, but just for demo. I've got my little table here. Okay, now I can place that down as a table, or I can use it as the base of my settee. It's up to me. Now obviously I want to choose one of the layers that I've got at the back because that's why I've got it. So I'm just going to cover that little piece of working there with my settee. So you can see I'm starting to hide that grey line behind. So bringing in.
And don't forget the everyday glue and the glue applicators. They're all on the website as well if you want to stock up on those.
The everyday glue they're such a boon. Those are the perfect partner. They are the Cagney and Lacey of the craft world.
Cagney and Lacey.
There's probably more
Pinky
modern.
and Perky.
Yeah, Pinky and Perky. There's probably more modern references, but that's the one that comes to mind. The beautiful. Look at this. Can I just show? Sorry, Taz, that was annoying for you.
No, that was my fault.
I've got this here. Can I just show you? If I just have this here, can you see how I can move those back? I've got 3 independent cushions.
Yeah.
1 if I want it to be a settee. 3 if I want to cut it and separate it. Carnation never give us a thing that holds us in one position. We always have options. It's such a healthy way to purchase craft stuff. Now I'm going to come in with it. Come in with this. And just piece this in as is. And place upon my little table base.
I mean, if you went into a hotel and that was in the garden, you'd be instantly drawn to go and sit in it, wouldn't you?
Can you see? If I just turn this around, I'm going to keep turning it around so you can see as we build, okay? So you've got those elements there with that settee sitting. Really cute. I've already built perspective. We're going back in the scene already because somebody's inside there. We've got an independent. Now, I don't know if I'm going to use this particularly, but I did want to just show you it. So while we've got this sitting here, you see my little window? Mm-hmm. Because I've got my settee, I can fit that behind, and suddenly, isn't that beautiful?
And they've made sure that all the sizes complement, the proportions are correct, the scale is right.
Let's put it in so you're getting a full visual of everything. So I'm just going to place some adhesive just at the top of my archway there, and I'm just going to make sure I place it around about there. Get it straight. How clever is that? And
wow.
Visually, how beautiful is that? It's stunning, right?
Yep.
Suddenly we're creating a world. We are scene building like Billy-O here.
And that could also be a posh restaurant, something like that, in a forest somewhere. Beautiful.
Right, let's piece that in. So suddenly we've got these extra elements. It will help if you put your decoupage straight, unlike me here, that side. You'll have to just bear with. Right, let's build more. I'm going to place this down now. And on the front, very quickly, I'm just going to place this. Let me grab my bits and bats. Very briefly, just roll through this. So I've got some depth and dimension. From the outside through to the in, create your spiral.
Well, loads of reaction on YouTube and Facebook this morning. Amanda Stokes, hi Carla, Dave, another great collection, she says. Amelia Carol Chack says, hello everyone, just ordered mine. Susan Tither says, late to the party this morning, creative Carla, delightful Dave and marvellous Miss Taz. Love this collection because I adore gnomes of any kind. I should be on time for the next shows, I promise. Well, the next shows are 11 and 1, okay? So don't miss out on any of the demos.
Not long to wait. There's going to be loads of demos for you. You'll get loads of inspiration.
Order it now and then just sit back for the rest of the day, enjoy the shows, and know that yours will probably be arriving, if not tomorrow, the next day. So
I've got an awful feeling there's going to be people coming in from work tonight going, I missed out.
Yep.
But
and you can't buy this collection anywhere else at the moment, just here at Carnation Crafts TV.
Unfortunately, it's the nature of the beast with Carnation. You've got to get in early with Carnation. They are known for selling out and selling out fast. Do not let yourself miss out on anything Carnation because you waited too long. It's such a shame to go down that route. Now, I'm going to place this at the front, just in line here. So I'm just placing some wet adhesive there. I'm trying to go fast because I would like to try and get you a second demo in today. This morning, I want to see let you see as much as possible. The words have gone, Miss Taz, in the excitement.
Today, I sure hope you do.
At some point today there'll be another demo. Let's get this little chap sitting where we want him. Actually, I tell you what I'm going to do is just put a little cloth on my settee because I think it's cute.
And so, this is another mouse to add to your collection, isn't it? And they're all individual characters. They've all got their own personalities. And the gnomes as well. The gnomes are going down a storm. Everyone's loving those.
We'll have the gnomes for you in a demo, lots of demos today as well, because they are so sweet. And we have, again, waited for Carnation to bring us those. And we do wait patiently as crafters, and they always provide. So I've got him. He's so happy. Look at him sitting there. I've got my teapot. I'm just going to base that out a little bit. So a little bit round there. Just so I've got that 3D element. Remember, you are scene building here. You are choosing how you want this to look. Now, this is just going to go on a little bit of pin flare just at the front. So he's got his massive teapot next to him, and he's very, very happy because remember, this is just bliss. If you've got a brew that big, you're always going to feel fairly blissful. Now let's have a look at these. Super, super sweet. Now these are very, very clever. We can shape them however we want because it's got that very fine line that Carnation give us. They're one of the only companies I know that give us that really tiny fine detail in their dies. They're not frightened to use it. It's very, very useful for us. So coming in with this at the side, so just sticking that under and under my roses.
And they're light bulbs, aren't they?
Yeah, they're little fairy lights that allow the scene to be built. Now make sure you get your decoupage feet so they're not crooked like mine is, but with absolute ease and bliss.
How gorgeous is that?
And adorable is that?
Now, I've got to say hello to so many of you on Facebook and YouTube today. Sam Smith says, morning to you all. Looks like the most beautiful collection. Can't wait to get my hands on it. I hope you've got it, Sam. Sandra Welford says, great collection as ever. Hi, Janine. Nice to see you back. Karen says, had a brilliant time on her cruise. Thank you for all the nice comments. Diane Toddington says, morning all. Got mine last night with a mouse. It's a must. Joan says, morning, Carla, Dave and Taz. Joan Lawless. So many of you coming through for this. And remember, today is launch day, and there's an extra special offer going on. Not only have you got a great saving on the main collection, there's 59 dies in this collection, 59 of them with the 2 card shapes. You've got the arbor, which you've just seen Carla demonstrate. You've got the fantastic square or diamond shaped card shapes as well, with that elegant window and everything else that you can see to tell your story and build your scene. The 2 gnomes, the mouse who's maybe overindulged a little bit either on the cake or maybe the wine or whatever, and then you've got all the party accoutrements down there as well. You've got the balloons, you've got the flags, you've got the ice lollies, the bubbly and the bunting and the lights as well, and the seating, so you can make and tell your own story. Now remember, over half the stock has gone. We're 40 minutes into the launch show. A lot of you ordered it last night when Carla gave you that little Facebook tease. But I'll show you some finished samples again in a second. But take a little look at this clip we've put together. The design team have had such a blast making this a fantastic collection today. Summer Cascades from Carnation. Now on Carla's card that she made a few minutes ago, the mouse was outside with the window behind. On Lavinia's card, she's done it the opposite way round. And on the outside this time we've got the 2 gnomes having a right old knees up in the garden. And then just kind of keeping a little bit of a beady eye on things is the mouse behind the windows. And of course the windows you can open if you choose to too, like this one.
I love how she's put the gloss on the balloons as well.
Yes, absolutely. Glossy accents or something similar. Here we've got, Janine's done this one. And as you can see, using one of those fantastic card shapes that you're getting in the collection with the windows open and the little mouse reclining on the inside with a vase of flowers next to him. And again, you can make large cards, really elaborate cards, or you can make rather the dinky cards like this. So using the window as the card shape. So if you think about it, you've then got 3 card shapes.
Yeah, I love it. Absolutely. Well, loads. I mean, listen, you've got the corner as well, so that's 4 card shape. You've got it's endless with Carnation. It's always the way. Don't forget those matte dies that we get with Carnation. are designed to allow us not only to elevate the element, but to make card bases. It's so useful to have.
And this is like a DL card, but done landscaped, and Sue's done this one, Sue Dalrymple. Again, not using the card blanks you're going to get in the collection. So you've got the versatility with the characters, you've got the versatility with those flowers as well. Again, going back to using the square card shape, Pam Simpson of the design team has done this one. Maybe someone's won something, someone's waving a flag in celebration there. And I showed you this one right at the beginning of our show, actually. And I would never have thought of using that corner floral as a card blank, but well, that makes card blank number 4.
So exactly, such a great card as well. I think you'll notice as Dave's going through a lot of these samples, a lot of them have got stamped sentiments on the white bases. Please do go to Carnation's website to check out the sentiment stamps as well. They'll be really useful with this collection. You get sentiments with the collection, but those sentiment stamps are going to take it even further. Please do go and grab those as well, because they change things around.
Just a couple more. I haven't got a name on that one, but whoever's done this has done a fantastic job. Again, we're using that arbor. The arbor then, of course, being supported with the card matten layer. Pam Simpson's done that one. And then going back to the window and just using that as a standalone. Vera Bow has put that one together, which is really gorgeous. Again, you've got the cake behind the window, but the windows can be levered open if you want them to. And again, some glossy accents or something like that on the balloons to make them shine. Really, really cute.
How cute would that be if you know somebody who owns a cake shop?
Yes.
Just gorgeous.
Or someone that bakes cakes for a hobby, you know. Okay, now, if you would like to order, we're very well aware we get lots of regular people that watch us every single month when we do a new launch collection. This is the launch day today. You're getting in right at the beginning. And I said earlier on, and I totally back up this, I can't remember ever standing here on a launch day saying 40% of the stock had gone before we even came to air. Now, over half the stock has gone on this, the first show of launch day of the Summer Cascades. If you want to order, just so you know how to do it, you can either scan the QR code if you want to, or you could just go to carnationcrafts.co.uk. When you go there, you can order the collection. And as ever, you get the vignettes, the artwork to back up the collection absolutely free. You can print those off now. Lots of you are saying on Facebook and YouTube that you're doing that right now. You've ordered the collection, you're printing off all the artwork. But today, something extra special is happening because you normally get one colorway. There is the opportunity to have a further 4 different colorways for this collection. That would normally be £20. Today, until Friday, it's £5. So if you'd like to have the versatility of having more colorways for the characters, the flowers, the arbor and everything else, just an extra £5 gets you 4 more colorways today, and that's a limited offer. Both the collection and that offer for the vignettes will go back up in price on Friday if there's any stock left. Okay, so that's something that you may well want to consider going for. Bearing in mind you're saving nearly £40 by buying it today on the launch, why not spend an extra £5 and get the extra colorways?
Absolutely.
Makes sense, really, doesn't it?
And add to the fact that Carnation then give you free backing papers and free insert papers as well. Like the world's your oyster with this collection, right? Because you can choose to download those for free. So you've got so much to go at here.
And just one more quick thing, bearing in mind, obviously the design team have used the artwork, but they've also used the perfect papers. Now, perfect papers are, and always will be, 300 GSM cardstock. So bearing in mind the artwork that you've got, the free artwork and the artwork that maybe you're actually spending a £5 note on today, all of these colourways have been hand selected by the team to complement the colours that is in the artwork. So you're not going to get any colour clashes, you're not going to struggle to find cardstock that works with this collection if you go for this. 48 A4 sheets, only £14.99, 240501, that's available today as well. And remember, because you're buying the collection, it's free P&P in the UK.
Yeah, absolutely. And they're so pretty. This, you know, I mean, they always do gorgeous, perfect papers, but aren't they evocative of summer?
Yeah.
There's a real summer day feel to that, so I love them very much. Are we going for a second demo?
I reckon.
All right, let's have a look at your second main card shape that you're getting in here, which comes with that grand window die that you get. Now, it works independently as a beautiful card base. We're going to have a look at that here. So I'm just going to take this and I'm just going to push this down, shuffle, and piece. Now, for my base card here, for the top, I have used a blush paper in Blush Rose. It's just a warmer tone, and not really for any more reason than I'm using a warm tone on top of it, just to add in that warmth. So when you look at it, you get that beautiful glow.
And I do love the fact now that the perfect papers have not only the block colour, the plain colour, but also the tiny dots and the tiny stripes.
Absolutely.
Love it.
So grab yourself some of those blush papers. As long as with your perfect papers, you'll find those on the website. They do a blue one as well, so if you want to cool your tones down, They also do a natural if you want to just kind of add a little umph, that gorgeous, soft, almost cream linen finish. Now, here we go. Let's build.
And look at the embossed detail in there as well.
It's so beautiful.
Love it.
It's already its own beast, and I love that because it's not just plain, but it's not in your face either.
No.
I get to choose, but there's just that gorgeous theatre almost about it, which is really pretty. Now I'm coming in with my table here, and I want to start building a scene. I could make those legs a little longer if I wanted to, but I'm happy with them where they are for now, so I am just going to leave them as such. So I've got them there. So the one thing I want to do is start building that table up. So I'm just going to put some wet glue here, just small amounts, and then I'm going to ground it onto my little pieces at the bottom there. I want this to be quite a clean card in terms of a lot of white space, but very beautiful with it. Now let's look at some of these corners from Carnation. So this isn't your main rose one, which we just used a minute ago on the roof, but this one, isn't that very delicate and very, very pretty, really stunning. So we're going to use that as a corner element. I'm going to put it over on my top left, just to frame this in, and I'm not putting anything over on the right. It is just framing in on one corner. Now because this is a very muted tone, it will just serve to sort of add value visually, but it's not dominating my card.
I love the fact that Carnation give you the artwork for the corners as well.
For the tiniest
everything.
elements.
Yeah.
There you go. So now we've just got that framing in, we're looking down. It's got a point, it's pointing to where we're looking, it's telling us all we need to know.
And don't forget, all this artwork and all of this design is done in the UK. You know where it comes from. Nick and his team, they're the designers, they're the people that come up with the characters, come up with all the artwork, and they give you permission to sell what you make.
Which is insane.
Yeah.
Right, let me get one of these little tablecloths here. Just pop that on. Another one. Just offset.
This is one posh garden party.
Well, Dave, it's me. What would you expect? Kind of special brew and hot dog.
55% of the stock now gone. Wow.
It's going super fast, guys. You're going to have to catch up. Don't wait for me, and don't wait for Dave.
No, don't wait for me.
We'll still be around. So we're creating that beautiful table, that build. Now imagine that at Christmas as well for your Christmas cards. We know we've had elements before where you've had those beautiful pieces from Carnation for those, so don't forget those. Now I'm just going to build up this corner, this top corner. So we're just looking visually at the elements. We talk a lot about this, but one of the things I love so much about Carnation is when they give me decoupage elements, they don't just always give me partial flowers. They still give me full blooms that build up my decoupage, so I can start layering these in. Now the reason that becomes important, especially for us, is we can use them independently. I don't have to use them as decoupage at all. If they were just partial flowers, they'd look pretty odd, but because I've got this extra playway to go with, I can utilize them in that way, and that's super useful for me. So I'm just going to build in my corner. I've still got the legs coming out from that one, which I want visually to see, because it's almost like a party bunting itself. So I'll pop this one on the inside just there, just to build in that fullness. Same on to that. Just building in that little corner edge, and then that serves to just pull that out and draw it out a little bit more visually. Very, very pretty. Now one of the other elements that I've got here is one of my little vases. So
I think we should have a Carnation Crafts Garden party in the summer.
do you think?
Yeah.
Like
It won't get messy at all. will it?
like the Queen,
Yeah.
or the King, should
The
I
King,
say?
yeah.
I've still not quite got used to that. I'm very sorry to anybody watching at home. It's still quite quite not hit home. Right. I'm just going to pop this on. I'll pop it at this side because I've got space taken here. I'm going to start filling this with those beautiful florals. Tuck them in. Look how pretty these are. They're so pretty. It's
And those
very
vignettes, by the
delicate.
way, that we were talking about, the artwork, obviously they're available as single-sided or double-sided vignettes. So you've got a front and back, left and right for your characters as well. So that goes for all the colourways.
Add in some extra details. Just to fill that out. Okay, so you're getting that fullness. We're going to pop the cake just next to the vase here.
Are you a cake person?
I'm allergic to eggs, Dave.
Oh, right.
Cake kills me.
Oh.
If anybody ever wants to know a quick way of getting rid of me.
Taz, are you a cake person?
I'll have a slice.
Okay. I'm a bit weird. I don't eat cake. I don't really eat chocolate.
I don't eat chocolate, really. I'm not well, not really. I'm crisps and a steak bake. Girl. Right, let's pull his little hat forward so he's seated there. Now remember, those hands are so important. They're there to hold what we want them to hold. Now I want him to be holding my balloons. Now the balloons come obviously with the little weight at the bottom of them, but I'm going to cut that off because I want my gnome to be holding them. So I'm just going to snip in like so. And then I'm going to put them in his hands. Now I want my balloons to come slightly off the edge of my card. Now I can choose to put him at this side or that side, it doesn't matter. Weight wise, he can go there or here. Now I like the weight to be over there because of my flower over here, so that's where I'm going to do it. Obviously you would do you. But the balloons I want to have in his hand over here so they come off the card visually. So I'm just going to take a little bit of adhesive.
Oh, Ellen Cottis says there are egg-free cake recipes.
There are egg-free cake recipes,
didn't know
and
that.
I've had some of them, but the problem is they're very cocoa-y, and they make me cough.
Oh, okay. No cake for Carla then.
No cake for Carla.
Just a steak bake.
If I have a day off, I sometimes treat myself to some scrambled egg because I love it, because then I know I can just be very poorly on my own in the sofa because I'm intolerant to eggs, not allergic. So sometimes I have massive reaction and sometimes I don't. Anyway, nobody's interested. Carla, stop talking. Right, let's just lift up this balloon. Place that off the edge of my card. So we're basing over and we're coming this way. Now you can add in extra filigree elements just to soothe out some of that white space at the bottom, and that will come in as a trellis. It's a little long for me and I do just want to utilise those pieces. So if we talk about snippability with Carnation, then now we are really getting into the realms of making anything mine. The likelihood is you would not utilise this necessarily in the same way I am, but you will utilize it in a way that is appropriate and right for you, and that is absolutely right.
I mean, although we're saying that you get two card shapes in this, with the arbor and also the square one that Carla's working with at the moment, in effect you've actually got four, because you can use the window as a card shape, you can use the floral corner as a card shape. Yeah, there's lots of potential.
Loads. There's a ton. So just bringing this in. So you've got that sort of trellis base coming around. I've still got the corners of my corner piece, and I've just weighted it over to this side just to balance that out. Beautiful, simple card making. This is where it's really important for us as crafters, where there's no difficulty in the card making principle, but all of the elements are ours to play with. You have got 59 dies in this. As far as I'm aware, there's 84 cuts that are possible from this with your dies, if you include your mats and layers, which means you have got every single which way to go. You've then got 4 colorways for an extra £5. That's a lot of crafting in this collection.
Absolutely, it is.
Beautiful.
And remember, the extra colourways are only available until Friday at that special discounted price of £5. They will go back up to £20 on Friday. So you've got, well, do it today, basically, is the top tip to get them for a £5. You'll then have 5 different colourways in total for this entire collection. Now, I've just seen this card. I had to grab this to show you. Janine has done this one. Now, remember, the arbor, we've done it with characters inside it, the mouse sleeping underneath it. Now, Mrs. Gnome is actually on the swing, so we converted the bench into a swing seat. And if I just turn it around, this is what I mean about double-sided vignettes. You've got a front and a back. So if it's being viewed from the back or the side or something on a coffee table, it's just as beautiful on the reverse as it is on the front. But that is genius. I love that.
Clever, isn't it? We'll do a version with a swing ourselves, so I can show you how to build that up at some point as well through the demonstrations. That piece of soil that is used there for the rope for those swings has got so many uses. It's really blooming useful. Really useful. Really blooming useful.
And then this is one without a character. This is done by Sue Dalrymple of the design team. Again, you've got your afternoon tea there going on in the background. I love that concertina because you get so much depth and so much dimension going on in there. Really, really lovely. Again, a totally different looking one. This is kind of proving the point that I made earlier on, that you've got the arbor, you've got the square card shape, but you've also then got the potential of using the window as a card shape, using the corner, which has been used to decorate the top of the window there. You can use that as a separate card shape as well. So you can really make the most flamboyant cards, the most detailed cards, or very simple cards. It's entirely up to you. Lavinia's done this one, but again, that could be a window on a hotel, a stately home, anything like that. Absolutely beautiful. But we're coming into the season where we had some good weather. Hopefully you had some good weather over the weekend. I know it was a bit hit and miss in certain places, but we're starting to think about the barbecues. I was in the supermarket and I could see everyone buying their burger bats. And I thought, okay, we're in spring, we're in summer. This is kind of the epitome of that. Does it remind you of maybe the school summer fete that you always used to go to? Or just garden parties nearby, local church get-together, that sort of thing? Lavinia's done that one absolutely brilliant. Well, this is the official launch show. As of live at 4 minutes to 10, it is now 55% sold out. So we've sold more than we have remaining in stock, and this is the first live show of 5, because there's another one at 11, another one at 1, and then tomorrow scheduled for 10 and 12. So make sure, if you've ordered it, don't just think, oh, well, that's it done, I won't watch anymore. Watch for more inspiration and more demonstrations with Carla, Taz and myself. In just over an hour's time, we're going to be back at 11 o'clock. But remember, today, as an extra special offer, not only are you getting the brilliant price of £129.99, it should be nearly £170. ClearPay and PayPal Pay in 3 is there as an option if you want to spread the cost. But today, rather than having just one vignette for free, which is still there on the website, you can opt for the extra colourways, a further 4 for just £5 more. That's £20 worth of value for a fiver. So then it gives you more scope, it gives you more variation basically for just £5 more. And of course, it goes without saying, many of you do buy this as an absolute must. The perfect papers to go with the summer Cascades is an absolute godsend, because all of these colourways are going to work with the colour of the artwork you're printing off and using. Okay, so 48 sheets of perfect papers, 300 GSM at just £14.99 is money very well spent. Many of you order more than just one, maybe go for 2 or 3 of them. 240510 is your item number. Well, that's us done and dusted for the launch show. Order it if you haven't ordered it already in between shows, then Carla, Taz and myself will be back with the next show, more inspiration, more demos, if there's any stock left, at 11 o'clock. We'll see you then.